Thank you very, very much, Inge. Again, I just want to refer to the e-discussion. We do have a Google Doc which is addressing specifically this issue. There's already quite a rich discussion there. It's obvious that some national rural networks are already aware of Horizon projects and are making some cooperation, some collaboration. It's obvious that other national rural networks are not aware of the opportunity, although they do have lots of very, very good and interesting ideas for how to build that connection, building upon existing communication channels, etc., etc. So please do go to the Google Doc, take a look at what's there, and please also contribute and help to enrich it further. So I'm just wondering, again, I'm looking for questions in the chat, but I don't see any. And also I'm looking to see if anybody has their hand up. So presumably then everything is perfectly clear. So that's always very encouraging indeed, very, very encouraging indeed. Except that, again, in the Google Doc, what we're hearing from actually all of the participants is that we do need much more discussion about this issue. Clearly there's an opportunity, but we need to be discussing, we need to be reflecting more upon how exactly to take advantage of that opportunity. Now, one very interesting initiative that was mentioned by Inge is of these EU level projects focusing on developing an online knowledge reservoir. Inge referred to the Eurachnos project, and she referred to the ongoing Eureka project. Livy has put links to these projects into the chat, so please do take a look at them. And we also have at least one representative participant in the Eureka project here, and I see he's put his hand up. Great. Szabolcs, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you. So I think we get quite a comprehensive and up-to-date introduction of the knowledge reservoir by Inge Van Oost. So thank you so much for it. What I can add is that we can say that there is a first working version, which is completed already, and now we are starting to make the user tests, and which is also very big scale task is to feed this system and make it full of contents from different homepages, project homepages. We have different kind of solutions for that. So we have a web crawler which can be used, for example. So I think in the future it can be further developed. So many additional functions can be added, but the working functional system is more or less ready, and it can be introduced physically soon to our partners.
Yeah, thanks for that additional information, Szabolcs, and I think really important for people to understand that it will shortly be available online during this testing, during this piloting phase, and that information will be disseminated. Yes, Inge gave a very comprehensive overview, but I think there was one issue that she didn't describe, and that's the work which has gone into understanding the information needs and the various journeys that different end users take in finding information which might bring them to the database. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Because you've been involved with that very, very extensively. This idea of these end user like profiles.
Yes, we made quite a big scale research. First of all, we made regional workshops with 50 participants. Then we made 40 face-to-face interviews, and the results was analyzed in a qualitative way. And based on that, we produced end user journeys and end user profiles, which makes easier to create different different solutions. So there are different end users and they can have different needs. So the system can be a little bit different, making easier to use the different groups and make it easier then to find what are they looking for. And to validate these results, we also made a big EU-wide survey. We collected more than 2,000 responses from 40 countries, and this was the main information source based on which we can understood what are the needs and what are the information collecting habits of the potential end users. So that's quickly.
No, that's super. And I think the point is also that this kind of profiling of the end users of this kind of information might also be something that the national rural networks and other actors in the ACIS might want to take into account, because it's extremely interesting. And, end users can be, range from advisors. Obviously, we've got foresters in there as well. We've got different types of profile of farmer. I mean, these are all really interesting insights that might help the networks when they're developing action plans, when they're considering this particular issue, to be targeting certain end users, maybe prioritizing particular types of end user. Going back again to the point that Inge made at the beginning or during one of the presentations, it's not trying to do everything, immediately. But there may well be, potential targets groups which are a priority in the first instance. So Szabolcs, thank you very, very much for that. As I say, we put links to the projects in the chat. Now, just before we go to our final presentation of the day, which is from Marta Conda from Spain, and Inge has already referred very enthusiastically to Marta's presentation. Maybe we should just make sure that everybody in the call understands when Inge was talking about her Horizon National Contact Point, or an NCP for short. What do we mean exactly? What does a national contact point actually do? Now, I'm not going to try and explain it, and I'm not going to invite Inge to explain it, but I do understand now that we have a nice group of NCPs with us in the call. I think Isabel has counted 7 in total. And I'm really, really hoping that one of our NCP colleagues will be happy to turn their camera on and just to explain to us, I mean, what is an NCP and what does an NCP do? And don't be shy, please. Oh, Birgit, super, hi, welcome.
Hello. Hello, nice to meet you, and thanks actually for this wonderful day. So it gave us and me a lot of insights into the system of this CAP strategic planning and so on. Very good, thank you. Well, okay, what is a national contact point for Horizon Europe doing actually? So we are like ambassadors for the EU framework program and now for Horizon Europe. So our initial task is to show in Austria, the Austrian organizations interested in the framework program, their participation opportunities. So that means we organize information events, for example, presenting the opportunities Horizon Europe and in
Oh no, we seem to have lost Birgit. Is it just me or is everyone?
This is not the only. So I'm back, obviously. Am I back?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I lost the connection, obviously. So, and then we coach and accompany organizations and persons who want to participate in the framework program from their initial project idea to the project, and so ensuring that the project that they have a hopefully successfully application, and then that the project runs smoothly. So, and in the course of accompanying them, we are going to actually also support the networking and the matching. So we bring together organizations in order to form consortia, to establish project ideas, and to submit projects using the Horizon Europe funding opportunities. And we see, of course, that it's not only important to address researchers or to address companies, so it's much more, and you demonstrated it very good. The multi-actor approach requires to address also the non-FTE actors, meaning the interest groups and so on. So we do this in Austria. We have also the task to do and to reinforce this on a national basis, so which goes hand in hand with the things you explained about the ACIS network. But it's even more important to do this matching on a European level. And for that, we have the network of national contact points for Cluster 6. We are preparing a application for this under the lead of our Greek NCPs, where we, for example, organize transnational partnering brokerage events in order to reinforce the networking and offer networking opportunities. So I hope I could illustrate a bit the dimension of our work.
That was fantastic. And you went much further. I mean, you've now also highlighted again some of the potential, some of the further developments. This idea of a network of NCPs is extremely interesting, and obviously extremely highly compatible with many of the other things that Inge has been talking about. And this concept also, the main theme of the meeting today, which is about networking, but not just networking, but then networking the networks and exploring all of the wonderful potential interactions which exist. So super, yeah. Thank you very, very much indeed. And thank you for agreeing to speak spontaneously. Thank you also for your contribution to the e-discussion as well. And please, Birgit has made some very interesting contributions to the document D. Please do take a look, please respond. And let's carry on that discussion inside of the Google Docs. Inge.
Yes, I just wanted to clarify that in this very first call of Horizon, one of the topics is exactly to make for the next 7 years such an NCP network. We had it in the former period. It has been a bit inactive for maybe a year or so. And so there's a new one coming that will have to design their activities. So it's super welcome if we had so many NCPs today to see what is the potential and what can we do together to get nice and interesting multi-actor project. So just for those who don't know, this NCP network is coming on. Birgit will know, but I guess that the rest of the audience might not know. That's just what I wanted to add.
No, super for that. And again, just finally, before we go to the next presentation, I mean, I'm just looking into the Google Docs now, and what's very clear is, I mean, there's a lot of interest in this potential connection, in this potential linkage, but the key issue is the importance of raising awareness of the opportunity. And that's also involves ongoing updating, updating on forthcoming opportunities, novelties which are emerging and evolving inside of the EIP-AGRI, novelties that might be emerging on the horizon side, etc., etc. So this is all about a common level of understanding, and then the sharing and exchange of information and building on experience.